Okay, so this is part two of what I was just talking about, the Electoral College. Hope you guys are doing great. If you need to rewatch that first one, please go back and rewatch it. So on the quiz that you're going to take, it's going to ask you some questions. So you need to be able to look at a map, and figure out. I think the map that you're going to see is going to have the initials of the states on there as well. So if it asks you a question like, how many electoral votes does Illinois have, you'd find Illinois, and then you'd find that number, right? Electoral votes is 20. And then another question says, it might ask you what state has the most electoral votes. And you'd have to just look at the map and find the state that has the most, the highest number, and then you would pick that one. Okay. And then it might ask you, which states, what state has, what state would a presidential candidate most want to win? Well, we know a presidential candidate would most want to win a state that has the most electoral votes, right? So if you have, Michigan, which has 16 electoral votes, and Illinois that has 20, what do they want to win? They'd want to win Illinois because that's the most. Okay. It's going to ask you some tricky questions, make you think when it's actually a pretty simple answer. And, how many senators does Oregon have? Well, we know that answer is 2 because every single state has 2 senators. But it also might ask you, how many representatives are there in the state of Georgia? Or let's say in this case, let's do Michigan. Let's say it asks you how many representatives are in Michigan. How many representatives in the House of Representatives does Michigan have? And all you know is what's on here. Okay, so you'd have to find Michigan on here, and you'd see, Michigan has 18 electoral votes. Okay. Well, we know that 18 electoral votes means that Michigan has how many senators? 2. And how many representatives? Well, if 18, it's the same as 2 plus what? 16. So 2 senators, 2 representatives. So how many representatives does Michigan have? 16. And you can do that. All you got to do is take the number of electoral votes here, subtract 2 for the number of senators, and what you have left over is the number of representatives they have. Now let's take it a step further. What if I wanted to know about how many people live in Arizona? Okay. And all I had was this map. Could I figure out about how many people live in Arizona? Well, I'd have to know that Arizona is here. And how many electoral votes does Arizona have according to this? If you can see it, it's 4. Okay. So Arizona. So my question is, number of people in Arizona. How many people live there? And what do I know? I know that Arizona equals 4 electoral votes. Well, let's pick this apart a little bit. We know Arizona has 4 electoral votes. Why? Because they have 2 senators and how many representatives? 2, right? 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay. 2 senators and 2 representatives. How many people is 1 representative? Well, 1 representative is 500,000 people. So 2 representatives would be 500,000 times 2, which equals 1 million. So how many people approximately live in Arizona? 1 million people. Give or take, right? Well, at least 1 million. We know that it's not 1,500,000 because that means that this number would be 3, and that's not the case. Number is 2. So Arizona has at least 1 million, up to maybe 1,499,999, but not 1,500,000. Okay. So that's it. If you have questions, you just got to let me know, and I can explain it further. But that's the gist of it. That's how our elections work. It's a winner-take-all system. When they do these elections, they tally up all the votes in a state, and whatever candidate got most of those votes, they get all the electoral votes. Right? Winner take all. Take care, and if you have questions, please holla. Peace. I'm out of here.